It's time for Q&A in the Kitchen. It's a podcast and YouTube series where tattoo artist and piercer answer some of the more common questions that those that have tattoos and piercings may ask. Brought to you in part by Skin Kitchen Tattoo in the Axiom Body Piercing Studio. We're going to go over some more viewer questions, like a part 2, maybe a part 3. We don't know yet. We'll see if we get through the rest of these that we picked out, which were submitted by viewers on our YouTube channel. But I should probably introduce who's talking. Over here in the left-hand turn only uniform is Jimmy St. John, tattoo
AKA
artist.
Carl Nortness.
What was that?
AKA Carl Nortness.
Carl Nortness.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Magic Man.
Tattoo artist at the Skin Kitchen. Next to me is Jack Lowe of the Skin Kitchen, tattoo artist and the owner of the Skin Kitchen. And I'm DaVo, a body piercing guy, and I own the Axiom Body Piercing Studio. And then we have Jess with her tinsel in her hair, but refuses to be on camera, but can't seem to see why we
haven't commented on it enough.
But
okay.
It looks amazing, y'all. Just
Same reason why y'all didn't participate in Halloween costumes.
Yeah, and it's still October, but that's beside the point.
Well, this is our Halloween special.
Bald guys aren't really into hair.
Yeah, we're anti-hair.
Yeah.
What's your excuse
And
over
by the
there,
way,
Don King?
my hair is terrible right now. Yeah,
Looking like Don King from the back.
I'm getting some burn sides going. You
Yeah,
know,
I
wear
saw
a
that.
stocking cap. I don't want to hear anything more about my hair.
I like the side.
Be like
Having
Sherlock
bad
Holmes if you wear the
hair.
little hat and
Yeah.
the pipe.
Yeah, I need to just go see Carlos and get it shaved off.
I'll go tomorrow and get mine cut.
It's hard for me to find time sometimes, and I'm sure our viewers are really interested in my schedule.
And your haircut.
In my haircut.
I'll be Magic Man. You be El Diablo.
Save us, Jess, and give us a question.
All right. The next question comes from Acceptablefreak.
Yay.
Can you lighten a very dark tattoo?
Lots of sunshine with no sunblock. That's about the only I know.
There's bunches of ways.
Okay.
Yeah, there's lasers.
Yeah, they work.
They will zap you with a laser, and that will disperse the pigment into tiny enough little pieces for your body to pick it up and carry it away, and you'll poop it out.
Mm-hmm.
You could stretch the skin with a balloon underneath the skin.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Stretch the skin out enough to where you have made enough extra skin to where you can literally just chop it off.
That's painful.
And then sew the skin back together. That's an old technique.
And then there's the old tried and true belt sanders. They'll bring them down.
belt
Hard to keep them
sander.
even, but
Now, I
they'll
wouldn't
bring them down.
recommend any of the latter. But no, of course you can. There's even some artists that, depending on the tattoo, and there's a lot of, boxes to check, but you can even sometimes, if you're just wanting to lighten it, then just plow in it with some white. It will mix with the black. It's never going to get rid of it, but it will tone down that black. I guess, what are you wanting to do? Just get rid of it or cover it up?
Right.
I think they probably want a tattoo. They just don't want it that dark.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's probably as an example is I've seen a few very poorly executed tattoo designs that were done just too black.
Yeah. And
To the point where it just looks like a black square.
I would go. Depending on the piece, I would probably go into it with some opaque. I would redo it with opaque grays, and that gives you the ability to go in there and try to lighten up some of the darks and pound in some whites to pop out some highlights, and really just adding that extra contrast with some whites or maybe really light grays
Makes them different.
Depending on skin tone and placement and what it is and all that, that can really bring some definition out of the piece and make it way more legible. Unless you just want it completely gone, then I would say find somebody who knows what they're doing with a laser. The last I knew, Pico laser, the Pico technology is really good.
Oh, cool.
I haven't really kept up with it, so maybe there's something better. But yeah, you're not sunk. I mean, you can, with somebody talented with a laser, they can either get it light enough to have it covered with most anything, or get it damn near all the way.
Now, if you're into blackout tattoos, you're already like a quarter way there.
or go with the blackout.
Call back to the last one.
Yeah.
And that and the laser treatments seem to be beginning to become a little bit more affordable, mainly because they're in more demand and there's more machines.
More lasers. Yeah, that's...
And if it's like a more of a modern tattoo that you've gotten recently and it's dark, that's, like what you're talking about, Jack, is a lot better. If it's grandpa and his like a 80-year-old tattoo, that's all blown
out.
You can't really go back and opaque gray that one very much.
No, well, I would just rebuild it all the way.
Yeah, you'd have to.
And probably I would do that with this piece as well. I'd go in with, just redo it as an opaque black and gray.
Okay.
Than traditional black and gray, because that's really the only way you have any chance of offering any lighter tones is to try to smash over those, darker ones
and try to create more.
Put some contrast in it.
Yeah, it just needs contrast. It's
too
much
it
dark.
looks like the block printings. That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah,
and they just put too much ink on it.
Exactly. Yeah, and then over time, because they more than likely they probably blew out their lines, and then while they were shading, if you go too dark, it's going to soften up and blow out your lines. So that's just even more ink that your body has that it's going to leach out over time and start to blur out and fill in all those little spots that aren't filled in yet.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
so. Yeah,
I think we covered that one pretty well.
Bam.
Hey,
Success.
the next one is actually pretty interesting.
No.
EarthsGeomancer is who it comes from. Tattoos. If you are planning on losing weight, should you wait until you lose the weight? Can distortion happen after some weight loss? What are your thoughts?
Yeah. With a lot like extreme weight loss, like if you go from like 300 pounds to 120, absolutely. You have extra skin, and it's gonna wear different with your tattoos if you're heavily tattooed at that point.
Yeah.
Depending on how much weight loss you want to lose and how you're going to lose it. If you do a lot of the times weight loss, if you do it correctly, you don't have as much baggy skin because it has time to be reabsorbed and retightened. It really depends on the size of the person and what kind of technique they're using to lose the weight.
Yeah, I hear that a lot from younger men that are working out and planning on building some mass and stuff. And it's no different than with the losing weight. It depends really on how much weight you're planning on losing. If you're really large and you really want to drastically cut your weight, I would say wait. Yeah, because things are going to move and shift, and especially if you're getting designs that are geometric or crosses and a lot of parallel lines going on and things that need to retain their shape the best you can to make them look the best, then definitely wait.
Yeah.
And on the plus side of that, it's cheaper.
Yeah,
You'll have less skin.
You have less skin.
Totally.
So yeah, I mean, really, yeah, if you're gonna have a drastic change, then I would definitely wait. If you're just the same, I would tell a woman if she's planning on getting pregnant, maybe don't get, this big design right where she's more likely to, get stretch marks and have that skin stretched out and damage the work. So, I'd probably wait. But the guys that work out that come in, I usually tell them, unless you're really looking,
unless you're going from David Banner to
Lou
Incredible
Ferrigno
Hulk.
kind of thing, it's really not going to matter.
Right.
Now, like up high on the chest, on the arm and the shoulder, those can kind of look like they shift because you build different muscles on the shoulder, and the center of your shoulder will kind of shift. And the bigger you get, and the bigger your biceps and your triceps get, the center of your arm, depending on if you build your muscles, the same on each side, it can kind of throw things off. Right. That's usually not trouble now because people are getting sleeves and not getting those pieces that are just kind of a sticker on a wall. But it is something to consider if you really are going like into powerlifting and you're planning on putting 50 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, if you're going to turn into like the Incredible Hulk, it's going to make a difference.
But overall, people will vary, 20 to 50 pounds throughout their life, and things like that. They're not gonna. It's not gonna be enough to impact it, unless it's something that NASA uses to calibrate their instruments with.
I used to tell my mom that. She'd be like, "What are you gonna do when you run out of skin?" I'm like, "I'm gonna start eating a lot and get fat, and we'll grow some more skin."
Right?
I don't think it works that way. I'm like, "I know it doesn't work that way, Mom."
No, it doesn't.
Being facetious.
She was as literal as you are.
She's very literal.
And I think I should point this out is it really depends on how drastic and quick the weight loss is.
Yeah.
If you're getting like some medical procedure to lose, let's say 100 pounds within a 6-month period, you are also going to want to go back and make sure that if there's any corrective surgery that needs to be done cosmetically to remove the folds or additional skin because it's all loose, it's probably best to wait until all of that is done and all of it is healed. It's kind of impulsive because I've dealt with this with piercings when they're on the painkillers right afterwards, like, oh, I want to get this done and this done. And it's like, no, we want that tissue to try to get back to its normal state. Because when they do that tightening like that, it isn't where that tissue is eventually going to be. It's going to loosen up a little bit.
And you don't ever want to get tattooed or pierced when you've already had some kind of other procedure because your body needs to heal.
Yes.
And you don't want to give it like 8 things to try to heal at once. Let it concentrate on whatever it needs to heal at the time. Once you've healed up, then you can get tattooed and let your body focus on healing that,
Yeah,
so
and a lot of times I'll have clients come in and they'll be using getting the tattoo as kind of a celebration, as kind of a reward to themselves for losing that weight. And that happens. I have that happen more than people asking me this question, which it does happen.
Same with piercing.
Yeah, people are like, I hit my 100-pound goal. I lost 100 pounds, and they're all glowing, and they're like, I've been waiting to get this. This is kind of my thing. So and maybe that gave them just a little extra coin in the cup to help them get to that, and
to mark that moment.
Right. Yeah,
which is awesome. We love being part of that.
With
with
this whole process.
Yep.
But and you have to be careful if you're having any kind of like surgical procedures. Most of the time you'll find a doctor that's pretty good. If you have a tattoo, if something has happened, they try to line it up. But you have some doctors out there that are just like, nope, I'm gonna shift
almost
it.
like they try.
They do. Some of them do try. Like I've heard nurses say, this guy hates tattoos and he will miss a line. If he cuts around or through a tattoo, he will miss a line.
That seems unethical.
That's so mean.
That's like a plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
Why would I had to redo a set of nipples on. Because when they did the augmentation, they sewed the nipples back on, and it was a reduction. And he purposely did it so that the nipples piercings no longer aligned.
Why would
and
you do
this
something
lady
like that
put retainers in it and everything else just to make sure.
Yeah.
Now on the piercing side, just basically to kind of cover that, usually what's going to happen is weight loss and gain will adjust if it's on the torso, and it really only affects the torso. It's going to maybe affect the angle of that. Basically because the area is smaller or it's thinner, so it's going to kind of adjust that placement based on where your body is.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
But I remember back in the day when, 90s and stuff, we were tattooing, and girls would get the little dolphin on their lower stomach right at their belt line, and then they would get pregnant, it would turn into an orca.
Yeah.
What's that running through the middle of it? That's a road map. That's
And the other thing is stretch marks don't care if it's tattooed and that it's stretching through or not. It's going to just do it, and it's going to do it regardless.
They're just mindless to go where they want. Nothing you can do about it.
And they're hereditary.
Yep.
Right.
One of the gifts.
Yeah, the joys.
Mom or dad or both.
Joys of having the little kids is going to run around and suck the rest of your life out.
Yeah, that 18 years of servitude.
They don't go away. I am 48 this year, and I am still a pain in my mother's butt.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
That's what mothers live for.
All of our moms worry about us.
See, I'm an orphan, so.
Yeah.
I was adopted, but on one side.
Well, I mean, some people don't deserve mothers, David.
Yeah.
Well, no, both of them always said I was going to send him to an early grave, and I guess that prediction came true.
When they realize you start hatching, they get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's hatching. Take it away.
Oh, crap. All right, now we're on to funerals, so maybe another question.
All right, back on track.
All right.
Another question from EarthsGeomancer.
Yay.
Tattoos on the arms of men with hairy arms. Yay or nay? Would a tat with only black ink work better than something with color? What are concerns? What are your thoughts?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was shave your arms.
Make them look brighter.
Why? Why not? We
have to shave you to put the tattoo
if you have
on.
a beautiful piece of art on the wall, are you not going to dust it? Are you not going to make sure you can have a good view of it? And hair just destroys what a tattoo truly, looks like. So I'll shave mine once maybe or twice this summer maybe. In the winter, I don't really mess with it.
One thing is positive about having hairy arms, I found. If you do let the hair grow out on your arms, and you ride motorcycles and you're not real good at putting sunblock on stuff,
it helps.
It doesn't eat your tattoo. Yeah, it blocks the sunlight. It doesn't eat up your tattoos.
That's why that's one of the reasons why we have it.
Right. And then when you, say wintertime or when you want to show off your tattoos or go to an event, you hit your arms with a quick razor, boop, boop, boop,
right.
Throw some lotion on. They look fresh and brand new. I've had people go, "Did you just get those?" I'm like, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they don't look that bright usually. I'm like, I have hair on my arms.
You'd be surprised, you out there in TV land, if you shave if you've got, even kind of moderate hairy arms or any hair over a tattoo, if you shave it and exfoliate it, put some lotion on it, man, it just
New money.
It beams. It looks incredibly different.
If you really want to stand out, everybody as a dude has pretty hairy legs. I've got tons of tattoos on my legs, same as you. Shave your legs sometime and put some lotion on it. You talk about like get some looks, wear out some shorts. People are like, whoa,
right? It makes a world difference. So you can. Some people are going to be comfortable with it, I guess. Some people aren't, and think it's weird. But isn't having a bunch of drawings all over your body kind of weird to all the straights anyway?
I thought that was the point.
And if you're proud of them and you want them to look their best, which I'm sure you do because you spent your hard-earned money to get them, why wouldn't you want them to?
And you sat through the pain, like it's a badge of honor. You want your badge to look good.
Yeah, we're gonna shave you when you come in.
Yeah,
we have
the
to
tattoo.
Right. So, it's how I guess to me it's not weird, but I live in a different world.
So you can do either one.
If they're like a full-on squash shot or whatever.
What?
Squash. What is it?
Sasquatch.
Yeah.
I'm
Squatch.
not going to try to say that today.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Squatch.
I'm guessing that.
Don't worry, Bigfoot. You can look good shaved too.
Like shaving on a regular basis to the point where you'd have to shave like once a week is probably going to be too much.
Yeah. Well, if you're that hairy,
should they subside the design a little bit so it shows up better, or go with something bigger?
Yeah, a bolder design is going to show through, like a tribal. The more contrast you have. So going more contrasty into maybe the trash polka kind of feel,
the little fine line detail. You're going to lose it if you keep it pretty hairy.
Fine line on that.
But the good part of that is when you shave, it's still there. Depends on if you want to show it or not.
And the other thing I would tell them to consider is where you're going to place like anything that's really detailed. Like if you're doing portraits, put it on a part of your body that isn't as hairy
and is not getting destroyed by the sun on a constant basis.
And you can always go get laser removal before you get tattooed.
Yes. Don't do it the day of.
Don't do it after you get tattooed because the laser will affect your tattoo.
Yeah,
It'll fade it. It's a laser.
What about what's the other kind where they ellipto or whatever, where they just rip out the hair?
Like the waxing and stuff? That just hurts all the way around.
Well, no, there's a version of that where they actually go into it.
Well, there's a needle.
Electrolysis.
There's a needle.
Electrolysis. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and that'll.
And
that's still not permanent.
No.
Permanent.
No, it still comes back.
The definition of permanent, as far as the government's concerned, and they're always changing definitions, it seems, but their definition of permanent, I think, is 6 months when it comes to that. So. No, I would just.
I'm going to remind them that I ever get in trouble, get a life sentence. I'll be like, so forever's like 6 months, right? So I'll be out in 6.
Yeah. Every now and then, I'll usually just do it in the shower. Like when I'm shaving my head, I'll just be like, you know what? I'm going to knock the hair down on my arms, and man, they look like brand new.
More, but I sleep with my arms under my face.
So you're poking your.
Yes,
you got 5 o'clock shadow on your arm.
Yeah, if I get 5 o'clock shadow, it's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nobody said being beautiful was easy, bro.
No, man, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I don't get up every morning and just look like this,
Oh yeah, it's a lot of work. Lots of work.
It took me like 10 minutes of brushing my teeth and laying my hair down with some water or something,
Lots of work.
Yeah, I just stepped out of the shower and got dressed. That's all I did.
You guys take showers still?
Some guys can do that, David.
Yeah,
there's a water crisis, right? And you're showering like some sort of king in a castle.
Maybe we're recycling
because
the
I
water.
live in Iowa.
Oh, that's true.
We might be recycling the
But
water.
it's terrible here.
Because I don't live in the desert.
Right.
Says the one of us that lives by a pond. The only one of us that has a pond in his yard.
Yeah, I'm responsible. I'm just saying, you guys don't have ponds and you're showering
all your shower water goes to the pond.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's good. You hear that out there, America?
Of course it does. I recycle food and water.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, my toilets just recirculate right back into the faucets.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure there's
some people
process
care and some people don't.
I saw a
Okay, if you
completely
just
clear
want
toilet the other day
to die, and kill everyone, like you don't care.
I saw online the other day you can buy a completely clear toilet.
Oh,
and I was thinking, why would
that
you want
would
to do
be
that?
amazing to
It's
see
neat
her
for a
do
minute, but
the thing.
I mean, I guess.
Dude, you'd be like that guy at the water park that puts the button and shoots the
that's
people
cool.
down.
Yeah.
Man,
You ready? No, too bad.
I wonder if you get a paycheck for that. Like it's got some sort of Wi-Fi
It was
hookup
interesting.
and it knows how hard you worked
I'll try to find the link for you.
in more ways than one.
I hope you replace all
I
the
can
toilets
see
in your
somebody
house with it.
streaming this.
Oh, Lord.
The clear toilet.
I want one
Like,
now.
no nudity, nothing, just the stuff going down.
And I want a
Just-
webcam like
Oh, God.
That's what I'm
pointed
talking
right at
about.
it.
Yeah.
You can probably sell it. Is that
Totally.
too far?
Yeah.
On
Well, now
was it
all these
fans?
guys are going to
See,
do it, so we're
what's it called?
screwed.
OnlyFans.
Some
Here
of
we
us
go.
that have been around the internet long enough remember, like when they would have just like a
Rotten.com.
camera fixed on a parking
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or outside
living
of, like,
room. Yep.
Yeah, and you would just
Just
go,
look at
why
that.
would anybody watch that?
While you're
and then you
watching
watch it.
Yeah. And then you,
And,
where did
and
8 hours
you
go?
realize, 8 hours have gone by, and because it's like the story of trying to figure out what these people are doing in this
Right.
parking
I
lot.
remember
like
going to the
watching
theater
gerbils.
at midnight to go watch Faces of Death and get my little certificate that I survived Faces of Death. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
remember
man,
that.
that was a messed up movie.
Yeah.
All of them. Yeah, like all 5.
Remember,
Yeah.
kids, you can't unsee something.
Nope.
Yeah, you think the internet's bad? We were seeing all that crap back then. You just had to rent it.
Rotten.com and
Before all
that stuff.
before all the you can't see that, it'll hurt.
Yeah, before
stuff came in.
censorship.
Yeah.
Well, and before the internet and all this
yeah.
really crazy
Before people were
stuff.
trying to outdo each other.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
back when you could put stuff on VHS tape and DVDs and nobody regulated it really hard.
Yeah, yeah. It's like when the first time I saw Jackass, it's like, oh, this is all the same crap we did
Right.
when we were kids, but
Yep.
no, who can afford
Who
a
recorded
video
it?
camera?
Yeah,
Right.
that's so true too.
What rich kid are these kids hanging out with?
Yeah.
Everybody I knew was broke.
By the time they came
a good
along, you
point.
could buy a cheap one at the pawn shop.
I got a few Polaroids, I think, of me pulling some cool
Remember
roadies.
those cool
I
things,
had-
Polaroids? They were all-
Yeah, taking things
Wave
to
on to get
the,
on
or
develop.
taking it to the photo mat
think
to
they're
have
back
your
Yeah, what was up with that? Like, oh, you actually get the 1 hour photo. Like, it only takes 10 minutes. I've done it at Walmart, motherfucker. What are you doing?
Well, back then when they first had them, they didn't.
Yeah, it took 4 days. That meant everybody in the store had to pass
Yeah,
them
I
around and
know.
look at your photos before you got them.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
they
you?
had- and, they,
Yeah,
and
totally.
nobody ever stole your photos. Isn't that weird? That
Well,
They
you don't
duped
know if
them.
they made extra copies or not because you didn't.
well,
see
I
them.
mean, you would drop it off, and then you'd come back to pick it up. You didn't go to the counter. They'd
Oh
have
yeah,
them
they
in
just
those,
had them, and you
Oh
took-
yeah, you
those
have them
things where it was like an honor. And
because they'd
nobody-
already looked at all of them, passed them around, and made duplicates.
That proves that nobody gives a fuck about your pictures. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to see
Take
them
that,
but you.
social media.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Nobody
now
cares what you're
that's
eating.
what the internet is. Look at me. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look,
Look what I
would you
ate
look
for
at
dinner.
this? Look
No.
at this.
I
Nobody
had this for
cares.
dinner. I don't care.
Nobody cares.
Send that to people over there starving and see what they think about it.
Yeah.
Poor kids.
Only people that
Food
care
porn.
are people that think other people care.
Right.
And then, and
Yeah,
even then they don't
nobody
care.
does.
Oh man, I've had. Well, yeah, if it's just scrambled eggs and ham, why no? But I mean, I've had some plates brought out to me at fine dining restaurants.
I've taken
and, like,
pictures, but I didn't
Yeah.
I
post
want to
Looks
take a
like
picture of this because I'm going to demolish this, and I'm impressed with the artistic
Yeah.
value.
them. I get that. I get
Yeah,
that.
the presentation is great, but
Or,
I
you know,
don't.
I'm lucky enough that I got this
I don't take a
$100
picture.
plate food right now that I'm going to eat, and I'm lucky enough some sucker paid for it. Like, you know,
Right.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
I'm sitting
you
there
know.
hungry in some other country going, that's mean.
I like to go back and repost like, here's my raviolis I'm eating today. You ass.
Yeah, right. That's perfect. Yeah, your cereal. Click.
Yep.
Check it
Yeah.
out.
Look at those Fruit Loops.
Well, they're fruity loopies.
Yeah,
but,
they're-
you
yeah,
know,
you- Fruity
they're the
Nose.
off-brand.
The
Yeah, I
only
can't
time
afford the real
that's
Fruit
the only
Loops.
time I think I've ever taken pictures of food.
Eat
I don't know if
Fruit
I
Loop.
shared them though.
You did, I'm sure.
Well, why do you
At
think
one
everybody's
point.
unhappy, Dave?
But I mean, yeah, and it was usually the fine dining stuff, which is all about stacking it high
Yeah.
and leaving you hungry.
Thanks for rubbing my face.
And then
on
I've
it.
taken pictures of dishes that I've actually done to share with friends.
You've made me feel shame for my food of what I had for dinner.
well,
Yeah.
I would think that if I was following a chef, a friend of mine who's a chef,
different.
them posting
Yeah.
food and things
Yeah, it's
would
art.
make complete sense.
It's art on
But
a
you're a
plate.
human being that's sitting down to have a meal.
You didn't do
I've done
anything.
that
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, it's like a bagel with some
Yeah.
cream cheese
Like-
on it and a
Yeah.
bowl of fruit.
I can
Like, why am I looking at this?
I can appreciate your appreciation for what you're eating or looking at, but like you didn't create it, you didn't make it. You're just gonna eat it.
Maybe there are people that just don't get out and
Take the
that's
picture afterwards when it's
maybe-
all smeared
the
up.
pinnacle of their day.
Maybe it's more about the filters.
Show the after picture, like when it's all smeared all over the table and half on your stomach and your shirt and your everywhere
That's
else.
what I'm going to start doing. I'm just going to start empty plates.
Empty plate.
This was delicious.
Had a fabulous
Yeah.
meal and
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Just
Here's
describe
the
what it was.
leftovers.
Yeah.
This is how good it was. Look at my plate.
Like the tongue licks
Yep.
across.
It got
the-
weird when I started licking it, but nobody really
Yeah.
minded.
No, but you didn't
You know,
take a picture of that.
the messed up,
Yep.
napkins all
Oh,
over it and crumbs everywhere.
Here's where I had like 6 drinks and I spilled one.
No, I got it. It trumps all of it. You take a picture of your shit after you've eaten it.
Oh no, that's gross.
That's
I think you get banned for that.
But it's your meal.
I get it, but I don't think they allow that on
we've
social
all
media. do
done
they?
something impressive
There is
in
like
that direction.
censorship now.
It's our. We own the
I mean, you own the
place. I
Yeah,
mean,
but see, if you post it to a social media platform, you would no longer own.
well, you can have lookatmydinner.com and they can't stop you
That's
yet.
the next step in OnlyFans line.
Yeah. And
There's probably some OnlyFans.
OnlyFans,
That's all
only
it
food.
is.
yeah,
Only
If it
dinner
doesn't go
all the
past
time.
their terms
there's
of
something
use.
there.
Yeah,
So-
only dinner all the time.
That's all we do is produce money-making ideas.
I want
You are
20%. I want 20%
I just
of
want a
that, you
nickel
guys.
from everyone you do.
Yeah.
Okay, so we answer another question or just end it on that?
Do you feel brave enough to answer another one after the clear toilet?
How many do we have left there, Jess?
Somehow you guys made it to what you were just talking about.
Perfect shit.
From
It always comes
hairy
down to
arms.
shit.
That's
Okay.
where it came from. Hairy arms.
Hairy arms, clear toilets, it's all the same thing.
It's all about taking the right way around the barn.
You know, we're
Two more
just
questions.
hey, we're
Okay,
just
why don't we
three guys talking.
call it here today,
Yeah,
and then
another
we'll
episode.
come back in 2 weeks. You'll get to hear us answer the other two questions.
Da-na-na-na.
Bam.
Number 3.
Don't
Stay
move
tuned.
for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Stay
Yeah.
by your radio.
Well, I would go to the bathroom and eat, but other than
no,
maybe
no,
shower.
no.
Okay, all right.
They might miss it.
Hang tight. You don't want to miss
Yeah.
it.
You can't just
record it.
replay this. This is
the era
one
of
and done.
DaVo.
If you miss it, this is no DVR going
It's
on.
an NTR.
Well, yeah, but it's on the interweb. It's always available. You can go back and watch any episode.
What?
Yes, and you can
More
do
than
that.
once?
Yes,
Yeah,
on our
you hear
YouTube
that, guys?
channel.
You can go back and
we
watch
have,
any episode we've done.
we
That
have
go for like anything on the internet?
Mostly,
mostly.
unless it's
Really?
removed. Unless the government took it off.
We have 3 seasons actually on our YouTube channel, and on
yeah.
anywhere you're finding this podcast right now, we have 3 seasons.
Oh, it's almost like contract time
episodes.
again.
Boy, I'm
Read
holding
our
out for the
contracts.
real money.
Yeah.
Well,
You guys follow us so we can get like
A
a
plaque.
new rug or a plaque.
or get
that'd be
sponsored
awesome.
by Allspice.
Yeah,
Ooh.
man. Yeah, just to drive around. They call me Magic Man. Now you see me? Now you don't.
But to support this, please like, share, let other people know about us. Also, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified every single time. If you're listening to this on a podcast, anywhere you're at, you can just subscribe.
Look out for that
there.
car. I'm just kidding.
And if you like merch, you like t-shirts, you like swag, check out our merch store. Link is in the description. Till next time, here's hoping that your tattoos and piercings heal with ease and without a single issue. And if you're in the Des Moines, Iowa area, we all hope to see you for your tattooing and body piercing needs in the future. Have a
Thanks,
good day,
guys.
everybody. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, man. Have a good one.
Listening.